Hello again, this is Stan. Just for a moment, would you put your hand over your heart right now? Just put your hand over your heart, be quiet and think, and hear this quote from a guy named Rudy. The human heart beats approximately 4,000 times per hour, and each pulse, each throb, each palpitation is a trophy engraved with the words, "You are still alive. You are still alive. Act like it." Wow. Act like you're alive. Well, I'm very grateful today that I'm alive, and I'm going to tell you why. And then we're going to talk a little bit about a film you might want to see, and then we're going to go back to Vegas one more time to find out that is there something in that Sin City that could help us better understand how we need to do life and business in what we call the experience economy. Some good stuff to think about. Just about 20 minutes, and it's on right now. This is for you, the Jesus Entrepreneur. Well, I trust that in that little 1-minute introduction, I do have your attention. My name is Stan Houston, and I'm the lead broadcaster of the Jesus Entrepreneur and one of the founders of the Christian Entrepreneur Network. And what we try and do is on this personal on-demand radio program, sometimes called a podcast, but personal on-demand. It's radio, and it's for you. What we try and do is see if we can help you, first of all, figure out ways to build a better life, and then build a better and going and growing business, and then have a brand, have a reach, have an extension of yourself that goes out and perhaps brings people in and changes your world, and who knows, maybe the world. That's what we hope to do. My name, as I said, is Stan, and you can reach me. I am a business performance coach as well as a broadcaster and a teacher. You can reach out, and if you have any questions for me, radioedge77@gmail.com, radioedge77@gmail.com. And our new website is just about done, tcentrepreneur.org, tcentrepreneur.org. And we have YouTube channels coming up, as well as our podcast station, and a variety of things. What we're going to do is we're going to have a way to demonstrate to you the kind of broadcasting, video, email sending, network of skills and strategies that you're going to need to make it in the 21st century world. Oftentimes a world, as I've said, that is best characterized by the proverbial Las Vegas. Lots of light, lots of sound, lots of noise, lots of phoniness, lots of cons, lots of entertainment, lots of other stuff. And the world is full of other stuff. A lot of it not very good or helpful or useful, but we buy into it anyhow. But how can we learn from that experience and then discover some of the new ways to do business that will be helpful to us right here on planet Earth? So a little bit of your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Hey, as I said, I've got something to be grateful for. It was just about a year ago at this time that after my cancer had been in recession, and it looked like it was really good, for about 7 years, 8 years I think it was, all of a sudden the test came back and it looked like we had a problem. My doctor was concerned. An MRI was ordered. A tumor was seen. A biopsy was done. And the biopsy scared the doctor. She said, "Let's go. We got to move." And so I had a 4.5, 5 hours of major surgery. And they hoped they got it. Yesterday, I had my 4th checkup. And the cancer is gone. It's gone. Not in remission. It's gone. And I'm so grateful. You see, if that hadn't happened, I could probably be dead by now, or I might be dying right now. So I'm incredibly grateful. And I've got a lot of things not to be thankful for. A lot of challenges, a lot of stuff. But I have life itself and many, 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 many more things to be grateful for. The fact that I have you connected, in tune, and in touch is one of the things I'm always grateful for as a radio broadcaster. But here's the point, is that, in effect, thanks to a lot of things, modern technology, without the MRI, they wouldn't have seen it. Without the modern surgery techniques, we might not have made it. But I'm very, very grateful. And it does remind me, just as it said, you're alive. You're fully alive. Act like it. You're fully alive. Act like it. Enjoy it. Be thankful for it. Grateful for it. Use it to share your life with others. And here is the business lesson for you right now, okay? Right now, there are people that you probably know who are in my situation, who are cancer survivors, or they've just gone through a serious illness and they're on the way back, or perhaps there are people who are going through some deep difficulties right now and you know about them. If those persons come to your mind, may I ask you to do a favor, all right? As soon as you can, pull off the side, and if you know about them, where they are, would you just take your phone and call them up and say, you came to mind. I thought about you, and I just want to know, how are you? How you doing? I just wanted you to know. You came to mind. How are you? How you doing? May I encourage you to just do that. All right? I'm very grateful. You should be very grateful for your good situation. But from that time on, let's remember, every day, give thanks with a grateful heart. As I'm oftentimes say, that someday I won't be alive, and when they have that service, the first song we're going to sing, and I'll be singing along too, they just won't hear me, is give thanks with a grateful heart. Give thanks with a grateful heart. That's the secret to success, and what I oftentimes also add to that, a thankful and grateful heart is seldom a fearful heart. Talking about not having a fearful heart, I saw a film which some of you may have heard about, and it's truly an entrepreneurial effort. This was actually put together, and it's well done by two relatively young entrepreneurs who just made it happen. And it's simply called Paul, an Apostle of Christ. Paul, an Apostle of Christ, and two significant younger men, because they're much younger than me, believers, put this deal together. And I was a little, that kind of stuff. But I saw the trailer from another film, and I said, I'm going to go see that. And while my wife wanted to go off and do something else on a Saturday afternoon, I took the Saturday special and went and saw it, and I was deeply moved by it. Deeply moved by it. It's quite a story, and I think you'll enjoy it. So I recommend it. Obviously, it helps these young entrepreneurs in their work. If you go and spend $5, $6, $7 and watch the film, tell other people about it. It's a good deal. And the major character, of course, is Paul. And, of course, Luke, putting together the story of the Acts of the Apostles to encourage the Christians who are going through the terrible, terrible, destructive tragedy of living under Nero, who is burning Christians alive for light stands in Rome, who is feeding them to the circus animals and barbarians, and they're living through it. Bad times, really bad times. And it was interesting to see. A thankful and grateful heart is seldom a fearful heart. And in the person of both Dr. Luke, Apostle Paul, and many of the friends that they were dealing with, no fear. No fear. And so I just encourage you perhaps to take a look-see at that film. Now, part of what we're talking about today is, as I've said before, how do we go into the world? And I talked about rolling the dice. Remember that now? In effect, what do you have to have? You have to roll the dice. and go back and listen to yesterday's presentation and do a little discovery of what it means. Disruptor, innovator, right? Okay. Communicator, entrepreneur. You need to have or be all four. Think about that. Now, here's where I want us to go briefly. The world has changed. And one of my friends, former student of mine and now somewhat superior to me in his understanding and wisdom, but I guess that's the mark of a good teacher when your students are better than you are, he, along with his partner, a man named James Gilmore, wrote a book. Oh, it's getting on a few years now. And it changed the world in terms of what is called the customer experience. Have you never, ever noticed that we don't talk about customer service as much as we talk about the customer experience? Well, that actually happened because of two Christian entrepreneur gentlemen, friends of mine, who wrote a book entitled The Experience Economy. The Experience Economy. Work is theater and every business a stage. And what they were saying is that the world had moved from people selling goods and services to the concept of selling experiences. And that the experience would be the defining factor. Hey, Joe does plumbing. Jack does plumbing. Peter does plumbing. Even now, Joyce does plumbing. It's all water. It's all the same equipment. The difference in the four plumbing operations will be who provides the best experience. So with that in mind, I'm simply going to ask you, as we say, to remember that what they do in Vegas, as if you ever go there, and I'm not recommending it. I've been there a couple times. First of all, just because I was asked to go speak there. And secondly, because I wanted to find out more about how it went, and the performances are something else. Now, let me begin with a story which I think will be helpful to you. The first time I went to Vegas is there was a big insurance convention. Of course, people love to go to Vegas for conventions. So I was asked to speak at an insurance convention, and I got in. It must have been at one. It wasn't Bellagio's. They didn't put me up at the nice big one, but it was nearby, and it was close, and it was nice. It was a very nice place. That's where the convention was being held. And I got in there around 12:15. Long flight, and you know how those things go. Got in, and as I went up to the desk, there were a number of people there. And they were going through, and they got some things done. And a couple of them, just gave the poor clerk just a bad time. I don't know what it was about, but they were yelling and screaming and calling her all kinds of names and everything else and blaming her for everything under the sun. She finally got them off, and she saw me waiting there, and she saw me just waiting calmly out there while she had to go through all of this stuff. And I came up, and I just looked at her, and I said, "I'm sorry. You really had a bad time, didn't you? I'm sorry about that." And she said, "I'll get over it." And I just said, "You handled it real well. You were cool. You were smart. I just commend you for doing that. You really were a super professional." Then asked her a little bit about her. Find out, why is she having to work the late night shift at a casino in Vegas? And she had a rather interesting story. She's trying to make some things happen in her life, take care of some of her children, go back to school. Showed a little interest in her. I just thanked her profoundly. She gave me the key to my room, and I went up to my room, and I had the suite in the whole hotel. Why did that happen? The insurance company had just booked me for a plain old ordinary room. But I got the suite. And it was fun and nice to have for the evening and the day. Why did that happen? Well, you know why it happened. It's because I treated her as if she were the most important person in the world. And there was a way, late at night, that she could reciprocate. And she did. Just let that little story sit on your head for a while. A story from Vegas. Good people, even in not so good places sometimes. But here's the point, that in effect, what do they sell in Vegas? They sell entertainment. They sell experiences. They are not a manufacturing center. They do not provide a whole lot of services necessary except for the vital ones. The entire industry is an entertainment experience creator. And what they're trying to do is charge premium prices, which they do, to create experiences. Maybe good ones, maybe not so good ones, maybe bad ones even, but they're in the business of creating experiences. And the key element, which we're going to talk about tomorrow, when I give you a little story, and you'll enjoy both of these stories. It's called, What Does Having a Cup of Coffee in a Lexus Have to Do with Marketing You and Your Business? What does having a cup of coffee in a Lexus have to do with marketing you and your business? And that's on tomorrow. And I may even tell you a funny baseball story, something like this. What does a pig carrying baseballs have to do with building your business? That's what's called a teaser in the business, and you know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get you to come back and keep you interested. Just exactly the experience of anticipation, of I wonder what he's going to say, what's that all about. I'm trying to create a little bit of mystery, not anxiety, but anticipation. I think you'll find it fun. But here's the memory point for today. What can you learn from those businesses that you look out right now and see that they are creating experiences? They're selling not goods, not services, but experiences. And you and your business, which sells goods and services, what could you learn from them that might help you create a better, more powerful, more positive, more attractive, and profitable experience that helps your business to grow, build your brand, and have more fun, and maybe even make more money? And do it in such a way that the Jesus entrepreneur will look down and smile and said, clever, good, smart, and you did it in a way that glorified me. Way to go, guy. Way to go, gal, because that's what you want. I'm Stan Houston, teaching you how to build a business, build a brand, hopefully maybe build a life. This is the Jesus Entrepreneur. Okay, and there we go. The answer to the question, as someone said, really? We can learn about business in Vegas. Well, you can learn some things about business in Vegas. Again, my name is Stan Houston. I'm a business performance coach. What you're hearing is how I help businesses learn how to make their mark in the world, be one of the 3%, hopefully enjoy being fully alive, hopefully recommending other entrepreneurs to others. I'd like to help you. I can help you and your business go and grow. And I will do so in a way which hopefully will be good for you, good for me, and it'll help put a little more power into God's kingdom right here on planet Earth. You can call me, 520-664-7002, 520-664-7002. RadioEdge77@gmail.com, RadioEdge77@gmail.com. All the best, all the blessings, and isn't it great to be alive? I'm so grateful. Thank you, Dr. Jenny. Thank you, Jesus, for life itself. And I hope I live it well. I hope you do too. See you tomorrow. Bye for now.